Basically, you're the movie director of your life. Whether you know it or not, as I've just mentioned, your vibration, your thoughts create your feelings, which is your vibration, which says to the universe, yeah, more of this, please, where I'm vibrating. So you're the movie director that's creating your reality from moment to moment to moment. Okay, change your vibration and your reality changes. Okay, so what programming for success is all about? It's more for one-off events, not so much the individual events. One-off events you've got coming up might be something like a job interview, a business launch, a romantic date, something that you put a lot of value on and you want to get it right. Okay, so what we're doing here is ahead of time, we want to mentally and emotionally rehearse that going the way you would like it to go. Okay, so the key here is not to try to dictate exactly how it's going to happen when the actual event happens. This is doing it ahead of time, how you want to feel emotionally when that scenario takes place. Okay, now we call this scripting the outcome. Now, I'll show you where this comes from a little later. I'll give you the book references. So we're scripting the outcome of what we want to happen. Now, to give you a good example of this, you look at professional sports people, particularly golfers, rugby, kick takers, and you'll notice you watch all the professional golfers, they're all trained the same way now. They'll have practice swings when they're about to hit the ball, and they're all trained to visualize that ball going exactly where they want it. Now, rugby kick takers, right now the Rugby World Cup's going on, you'll notice every single one of them has the same routine, and the way they're all trained to do this. They'll look at the ball, they'll look at the post they're aiming for, look at the ball, look at the post, and when they're ready, they'll take the kick. They're rehearsing it ahead of time exactly what they want to see happen. Famous golfer Jack Nicklaus used to say, I never take a shot until I finished it in my mind. He's already rehearsing it. So what we're doing here is we're using that process, but we're going one step further. We're rehearsing how we want it to go, or we're visualizing how we want it to go, but we are doing it with the emotions, and that's the key, okay? Because the emotions is everything on this chart, because we want to feel good ahead of the event. Now I'm going to read from the guidebook, because we've put an example in there of a romantic date, how this process is actually done. So what you do, because this isn't just the everyday events, this is something that's important, a bigger event, say like a big date, or maybe a business launch, a huge job interview, something that's important to you, but you want to get it right. Okay, so you're going to rehearse it mentally and emotionally ahead of time. Okay, so you take a pen and paper. Must be pen and paper. Don't do this on an electronic device, because as we've mentioned in previous habit videos, when you use a pen and paper, you start to engage all the different parts of your brains, and that's where all the emotions and all the feelings are. Because I want to write this down in a few sentences, a couple of paragraphs to summarize how you want the event to go. Okay, but here's the example: romantic date. And this is you writing the ideal scenario. So it's, as I gaze into the bedroom mirror, I look and feel fantastic. I think to myself, he's going to be blown away. As I enter the venue, I notice in my peripheral vision lots of people staring at me in admiration. I feel very attractive indeed. I spot my date waiting by the bar and head towards him. He looks up, sees me, and his jaw just drops. He seems in awe of my appearance and tells me how stunning I look. I've never felt so attractive. We sit down to the most fantastic dinner. The conversation just flows. We laugh and share many stories. He's kind, thoughtful, romantic, funny. It was effortless talking to him. It was as though we were in a world of our own and no one else was in the room. He is everything I could wish for in a partner. We spent the whole night staring into each other's eyes. This is the first date I always dreamed of. Although I didn't want the night to end, we eventually kissed goodnight and arranged to meet in a couple of days. As he was walking away, he kept turning his head back to look at me and smile, which made me feel absolutely wonderful. Okay, sounds like an excerpt from a romance novel. But you get the picture here. What you're doing is summarizing exactly how you want the event to go. Now, when we're doing the law of attraction stuff, this is exactly what we do. It's pick a scenario, write it down on a piece of paper. Now, you've got to do this when you're not going to be disturbed and you're nice and relaxed and you're in a good state. You write the scenario down and then you start tweaking it. Think about it, tweak it, tweak it. What you're doing is dialing up the emotions. So you fantasize in your head this ideal scenario that makes you feel absolutely wonderful. And that's the key. You're mentally and emotionally rehearsing what you want to happen. So just thinking about it makes you feel good. You're tweaking, you tweak, writing maybe several times until it feels just spot on. Okay? And then from there, between then and the date, you rehearse it. How many times? As often as you possibly can. Now, at first, that seems like hard work, doing this multiple times. However, think of it this way. If your friend says, come on, let's do some really boring, drudgeringly boring stuff, or let's do some exciting stuff, you want to do the exciting stuff. Now, if you really get this and do this right, why would you not want to do it all the time? Because you're fantasizing it makes you feel good. And you remember, everything we do is about vibration. This exercise, you hit the sweet spot by writing it, tweaking, and makes you feel just wonderful and puts a big smile on your face. Even though you're fantasizing, it's your vibration we're doing this for. We can't actually influence the event when it happens because we can't control other people, but we can control our emotions, how we feel. So we're getting in the best possible emotional state we can feel. In this scenario, sexy, attractive, wonderful, can't do anything wrong, whole room staring at you in awe. And we're saying to the universe, more of this, please, more of this feeling, okay? Because it's all vibration. And that's what we're doing, rehearsing how we want to feel ahead of time. We're not trying to direct the events because we can't. We can only control ourselves. It's that feeling. We put it out there, rehearse it. Then when the date comes, you go there, and there's part of you will already feel like you're likely to be still nervous, but in a good place because you've already rehearsed it. It's almost as though it's already happened. On the date, what happens, happens. Now, as we go back to habit 13, detachment, don't attach to the outcome. It might not go the way you want it, but it doesn't matter. This is all about keeping vibration high because that's going to keep opening doors for you to get. The universe is going to give you something to match that vibration you put it out if you keep putting it out there. The key is if it doesn't quite go how you're expecting, is not to let your vibration drop. It's to keep it there, keep it there. This is what the elite are taught from a young age. The elite teach their kids. It's all about vibration. Something goes wrong, get excited. That's expert level. Get excited even more because the universe is opening more doors. Remember, we go back to our advanced habits introduction. The divinity at the top, which we're all made from, is in absolutely everything. So it's very, very logical to think that's got to happen, and he's the one. But the universe knows all permutations possible, and it reads your vibration. So it's try not to be logical and think it's got to happen this way. The universe is thinking, no. Even though he seems the one, no, there's a better match just around the corner, but I need that one to go wrong to get you out of there to meet somebody else who's going to introduce you to their brother, whose best mate is absolutely perfect for you. But if you're thinking, no, it's got to be Bob, and the universe is thinking, no, Brian around the corner, he's the one. Okay, so, but that is a sort of emotional maturity, emotional mastery, understanding that and learning not to get knocked off track. Your job is to rehearse this, do it on paper, take your time, get it there, get yourself vibrating as high as possibly can, and hold that state and keep rehearsing that state so it makes you feel wonderful.